Oh yes, do I love me some Pixar Cars diecast line. And also, welcome to my very first ranking list with a new format. This new format will be 100% better than the old format they used back in 2018. So just so you know that we all love the diecasts, just you know that the backgrounds can be repetitive at all times, like the Red Riders things. So let's go ahead and rank all the new 2025 Disney Pixar Cars diecast lines. So without further ado, let's get ranking. Starting off in the 14th spot, we have, you guys, I got to say, it's Cryptid Buster like McQueen. Yeah, listen guys, it's just nothing special. It's just the same as last year. Like, I know it's got a new background, but the Red Riders just kind of makes it a little boring. It's just nothing special, like, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's just what Mattel does these days. You know, just bringing back the old ones and adding new ones in the future. So, what do I say about Cryptid Buster McQueen getting a re-release? Well, I gotta say, it's pretty average. But I guess this is what people would say. Still in with the old and in with the new. So let's get into the number 13 spot. Heading into the 13th spot is Logan Gearol. Nothing special, just a re-release, except with a different background that people hate a lot. Red Riders. Other than that, Logan Gearol is pretty okay to say at least. Nothing to say about it, let's move on. Heading into the 12th spot in our first 2-pack of the day is Eric Breaker and Rich Mixon. Once again, boring background, and another racer that has been the same since last time, the year of 2024. 2025 is coming, you know. That racer is Eric Breaker. There is not much to say about Eric Breaker. I mean, he's kind of boring, you know, nothing special about him. Rich Mixon is also kind of boring, but I guess it is nice of having a 2-pack with another next-gen racer, especially the one that I hate. So I gotta say, this pack is kinda average too. Maybe just a little better, but it could be. Now, heading to 11. Up next in 11th, our first GRC diecast line, with include Raul Sarul and Miguel Camino. Yeah, nothing special, except for the background. I like it, but the 2 diecasts, meh, same as before. Well, listen, I like GRC cars, okay? They have a very cool design and stuff, and, you know, just, they could get re-released more often. Although there is one thing about them is that they're getting re-released in a 2-pack, which is actually kinda cool. Although coincidentally, they are my favorites, so next. Up next in the top 10 spot is Road Trip Mater. Listen guys, I get that you're gonna be mad at me for putting Mater in the top 10 spot, but you just gotta admit, same background just ruined him. Hopefully Mattel could actually change the background soon, so I don't have to worry about the boring Red Riders again. But on top of that, I really do like his artwork and his diecast. It shows some real excitement of him, and his diecast as well. His front end was lifted up in the air like he was having a joyful life. And other than that, it's a pretty good re-release. Now, heading into the 9th spot. At number 9, we have Winford Bradford Rutherford, aka the Professor. 2 reasons. 1, He is one of those Cars 1 racers who I am neutral with. Although despite getting dunked by Chick Hicks. Although it is nice of him to be back for 2025 in the Diecast line for singles, but there is only one thing about him. He's probably the same diecast since 2023 with Davey Apex in the 2-pack. The second reason why he is 9th on this list is because of his design. I've noticed how different the yellow is. Like, when it should have been golden yellow, then yes, he would definitely be one of my favorites. And yes, he is my former favorite Cars 1 racer, before Billy Oil Changer took over. Oh yeah, and another thing. He has a really long name. Just ended off with Ford. Like, what is he? A Ford Taurus from NASCAR? Yeah, I don't get it. 8th on the ranking list is Slim Hood. Hey, this is our very first old-timer. It's really nice of him to see him finally get a re-release since 2019 and 2020. This was his first and last release, by the way. Now, onto his design. His design is kinda dull to me, in my opinion. I mean, if you look at his diecast, it's literally all just baby blue. Like, there's no color combination or another color design. Just his number as being red. Although the sponsors really didn't try his best to cover up his dull design. And as you can see right here, he is very close on landing his lucky number, 9. He would still be in the 9th spot because of his design, but after his re-release coming in 2025, I decided to move him up to at least one more spot. So other than that, awesome diecast, cool character, bad design. Up next is another 2-pack, which includes Tex Dynaco and Bling Bling Lightning McQueen. Why is it in the 7th spot, you ask? Well, Bling Bling McQueen is probably the same as last year. Nothing special, and yeah, the rims are still not colored. I wish they could be colored like gold, you know, kinda like the color gold, but Mattel just decides to be lazy and just put it to this dull gray, which sucks. But great to see Tex Dynaco back. Yeah, his last re-release came in 2023, I know, but he is kind of a cool character. Nothing much to say, they're cool diecasts, well, except Bling Bling McQueen. On to number 6. Up next, we have Cave McQueen. Yep, just another McQueen on this list that is close to entering my top 5. Besides, I actually find McQueen very interesting. He could be one of my favorites out of all Lightning McQueens, despite him not liking that he's being the cave version of himself. But overall, he has a pretty cool diecast, not gonna lie. And once again, the same diecast from last year, but it's still a pretty cool re-release. Nothing much to say, on to number 5. Up next, another 2-pack, with Nick Shift and Bury the Pedal. Yeah, I don't understand why I put this in the 5th spot. They're just basically the same, like nothing special there is to it. Bury the Pedal was re-released again in the 2-pack, but with someone different, Nick Shift, instead of Harvey Rodcap. And yes, I am neutral to Bury the Pedal at the moment because of his blue design. It doesn't really match at the other 2 RPM racers like Winford and Bruce Miller. They both have yellow, but Barry doesn't. It just makes it look boring to me. Like, I really do not like the blue on his design. Yeah, it's kind of sucks. Also, his diecast is mid. Like, it's just not a good diecast. You could say the same thing about Nick Shift too. Don't like his design, but kind of an okay diecast, you should say at least. But overall, cool new 2-pack. Next up on the 4th spot is Cars 1 Floyd Mulvihill. Finally, another diecast of mine that doesn't actually suck. I mean, the racer though, not the diecast, but still, the diecast is still cool. Starting with Floyd's design, I really like his color combinations. Wow, I really love the golden yellow on his design. Just it starts between his blue design. Like, this design reminds me of Jimmy Johnson's 2016 throwback paint scheme, and Dale Earnhardt's rookie paint scheme as well. And yes, Floyd Mobile Hill is one of those Cars 1 racers that is in my top 10s on my ranking list, because I find his design looking pretty cool. Great to see him back in the singles next year. Well, on to number 3. And our final 2-pack of the day were Kabuto with Flames and Dragon Lightning McQueen. First of all, I really love Tokyo Mater. It's just an awesome episode of the Cars Tales series. Starting with Kabuto here. Yeah, he's probably the same diecast. Just got re-released by a 2-pack and maybe a single. But hey, I actually got this kind of diecast just at the end of January for this year. And it was a cool diecast, not gonna lie. With the flames sticking out from his back. And I don't understand why Mattel didn't call him Kabuto with Flames. They just call him Kabuto instead. And then you have Dragon McQueen. Yep, basically the same. But it is kinda cool to add these two in the 2-pack, which they could be having a rivalry together, right? Next. This one might shock you a bit. On the second spot, we got Billy Oil Changer, my favorite Cars 1 racer. Yes, out of all the Cars 1 racers, Billy Oil Changer, who was my number 1 favorite Cars 1 racer, is not my favorite diecast coming into 2025. Why is that? Well, yeah, I am glad that he's back for the singles for next year, but is he a returning diecast? No. First of all, his last re-release came in 2020 with the Blue Desert background. So heading into 2025, he would not be any different. He would just look the same. Well, by the design, I really like the orange on him, and a bit of yellow here too. It just makes it look so amazing. And I also really like his orange rims with yellow trim too. But other than that, his orange paint scheme reminds me of my favorite snack, Cheez-Its. So, aside from Billy Oil Changer being number 2 on this list, let's get on to the number 1 spot. And our final car of the day is my favorite diecast of them all, and who makes a very deserving return to the diecast series. And that car is Ernie Gearson. Yes, he is back, ladies and gentlemen. It's about time when Mattel finally decided to release Ernie Gearson after 11 dreadful years. So it's great to see him back again. Now to his color scheme, I really like the blue on him, and his green leaves on his doors and on his top roof. And the one thing that Mattel forgot to add, the blue trim. Come on, Mattel, you could have added just at least one more detail to the diecast we should have. But yeah, that's probably enough. I'm glad that he's back. I'm glad that he's finally getting a Thailand release. Let's just hope that he can grow any better. Well, that's probably it for this video. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.